Hi again. Here we are to continue talking about our WordPress theme and the Nob Hill Gazette. And so what I have here is I've got my theme set up. This is my custom home page. And, so far I've got this top section finished, right? And what I'd like to do is I'd like to create a section right below here, right below the image, that has a thumbnail image. It'll be a large, biggish picture, not huge, but about this size, right? And it will represent a post, and maybe these will be the 3 most recent posts. Okay, so I want to put just 3 posts on the home page. Okay, then maybe this will have like a title at the bottom or something, right? So how do I pull up a post in WordPress? Now, right now, when we load this page, it loads homepage, right? Because this is homepage. Like, if I'm editing here and I click edit, this will take me to, page, and it'll say home, right? Because this is the homepage, right? So how do I get other stuff other than the homepage onto the homepage, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to use WP Query. Okay, so WP Query lets you query the WordPress database. Normally, when you go to a page, WordPress is going to show you the content that's represented by the page that you're requesting. Okay, so when we go to the home page here, WordPress knows that it wants to show the front page or the home page, and so it grabs the page that we assign to the home page and it displays it. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be happy with that because that's what we want up at the top here. But below here, we're going to do a second query. Okay, so we're going to use WP Query to add another query to WordPress and say, WordPress, I also want information about this other stuff. Okay, and then we'll display it at the bottom. Okay, and just like here, where we used the post thumbnail to display the featured image for this post, we'll use the post thumbnail to show the featured image for each of the 3 posts that we add below here. Okay, so to get started with this, I'm going to post a link to this in the video. And what I'm going to have you do is go to GistHub, and you can go to my GistHub here. So it's gisthub.com/soggybag, and the one that you want is WordPress WP Query Boilerplate. Okay, and so you want to just grab all of the text here. Okay, so I'm going to copy that, and I'll go to my page here. Now let's organize this, right? So this says, get header. So that gets our header. And right now I'm in homepage.php, right? And so my header starts here, and this is where it ends, and then this is where the main content for the page begins, right? So I'm going to put some stars in here, like this maybe. How about something like that, right? And so that's where the loop begins, right? So this says begin displaying posts and comments, right? And then the loop is going to end right here after the end if. And we can't lose this tag or this other one. This little block between these 2 tags is only displayed, like this area here is only displayed if for some reason you're trying to go to a page in WordPress and it pulls up this template and it doesn't have any content to display. And if it doesn't have any content to display here, it will display this message, right? And you can customize this if you want, okay? So anyway, so I'm going to put another little set of stars here with an HTML comment because we want to be careful of that, right? So far, what we're doing is we're displaying everything here between these 2 tags, okay? And then you can see I've got my footer at the bottom. So that's got to stay at the bottom. Header's got to stay at the top here. And then the main part of the page is displayed between the stars, okay? This tag here shows navigation links. I think I'm not going to show the navigation links on the home page, so I'm going to delete that. Okay, so now right in here is where I want to display my 3 most recent posts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste everything that I just copied from the GistHub example, right? And so I've got this here now, and you know what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a moment and format it so it looks nice. And this is WP query to get some posts for the home page, right? And that's what we're going to use, right? Now, if we look at this, this is set up almost the same as the block above here. So the block above here has the beginning of the loop, right? It says if have posts, while have posts, the post. And then this says end while else, and then it says end if, right? So the content for the post goes in here. The alternate message, if there's nothing found, goes here. Now, if I look at the boilerplate here for the WP query, you can see this is a little bit longer, but it's got a bunch of comments in it, and it's got a little different thing here. But then it says have posts, or if have posts, while have posts, the post, right? So it looks a little bit different, but essentially this is the top part of the loop, of a new loop, right? And then this is where the content will go. And then here after end while else, we have a message that will say, hey, no, posts were found, and then down here we have the end if, right? And then we have to end, when we do a WP query, we always want to end with WP reset post date, and that kind of cleans up after the WP query. So we always want to include this, so make sure that stays there, right? But anyway, so this is our setup, right? So what we want to do now is I want to edit this area here, and it says category name, and then you'll notice I put your category name here. So I can't put your category name here. You're going to put the name of a category of posts that you want to display, okay? And then if we scroll a little further to the right, it'll say ampersand, and then it says posts per page equals 3. So I'm going to show 3 posts on my page, and I need to name what category those posts will come from, okay? So for this, you'll need to go into your WordPress admin panel, look under post categories, right? And then you can look here and you can find some posts in a category. This says the count of the posts here. You can see it says count 2, so we'll need to have enough posts in a category to display them, right? I'm going to do department as the category, and really what we want is, like, I'm going to grab from this category here. It's only got 2 posts. I really need to display 3, so I'll have to add another one. But what we want is we want the slug name for the category. So if I'm going to show posts from the departments category, then I need to get this name here under slug for departments, okay? So I'll just copy that name so I don't misspell it, and then I'll paste it here, okay? So it says category name, departments, and then posts per page is 3, okay? So there we go, we got that. Now we need to decide how the content is going to be displayed. So all the posts will show up here, and maybe I'll do a div and give it a class name, and we'll use the grid system again. I'll say grid 33, because I want to do 3 posts across, and unsemantic grid supports a 33% grid. So 3 of these should make a 99% width, and it should fill the container, right? And then what I want to do here is I want to show the post thumbnail. So I'm going to say PHP the post thumbnail, okay? And then maybe below this, I want to show a title. So I'll say, how about H1, right? And inside here, I'll do an anchor tag, and I'll just type all that stuff with the anchor tag, the href, right? And what I want to do is I want to put the title of this post in this h1 tag. So what I'll do is I'll put the PHP tag here. Let me actually write this maybe like this, right? Maybe that'll be easier to read, okay? So I need the text for this h1. So it's going to be PHP the title, just like that, okay? And then I need the href for this post. So, we're going to display 3 posts. This is one of the posts here, and this is the title of that post. And then there's a link for that post, and WordPress has a tag for that. So we put it in the PHP tag here, and to get the URL for this post, we type in the permalink, like this. Okay, so the permalink. Okay, so one more thing, right? We'll give this a try, and we'll see that it's not going to work quite right. Let me go to my site here and refresh, and you'll see I have these giant pictures. There's my H1, right? And it's got the link, okay? So what's happening here is I'm seeing the full-size image, okay? So really what I want is I want a thumbnail image, okay? And, we could type in, thumbnail. Remember, all those images have name sizes, right? So we could type in thumbnail, and if you recall, that would be our 150 by 150 size image. Let's let this load. Oh, hey, let me refresh it again. Maybe I got to click on this thing and make sure that this refreshes there, right? I got thumbnail spelled right. Why does that always take so long to refresh here? Any moment now. I don't know why that guy's not cooperating, but anyway, this should show as the 150 by 150 size, right? And if you recall, in settings, right, under settings media, we would be pulling up the thumbnail size here, right? But actually, that's not big enough. This is going to be too small, right? So let me see. I wish I could show that one. For some reason, it's not cooperating with me. Let's go to the unsemantic grid really quick here, right? So looking at this, you can see that the full size for a 33% grid is 380 pixels. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make sure my images are 380 pixels wide. Okay, and then we can set a height to maybe we'll do it like 200 by 380 or something, right? So let me go into the admin panel, settings, media, and I want to add another size here. So I'm going to click on add new size. So I'm under settings, media, right? And I've got the simple image size plugin, so it's helping me out here to add new sizes. And I'm going to name this thumbnail third, because it'll be a 1/3 of my grid size. So I'll click on that. I'll set the maximum width to 380, and I'll set the height to 220, and then I'll make the public name thumbnail third, and then I'll say, yes, let's crop, and I'll say show in post insertion. So if I want to add this size to a post, I can do that. And then I'll click on the validate button, and then it'll say, okay, well, that's a valid size. And now remember, it shows size in front of the name, but that's not part of the name, right? It's thumbnail third. Okay, so we'll save that. And again, since we added a new size here, we'll have to regenerate the thumbnails to create images that are actually at this size, right? Because otherwise we don't have images that are this size. So we'll wait for these to refresh here. And for some reason, this doesn't want to show me the thumbnail size. That's okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, oh, you know why? Because I put in the permalink. That was a total error on my part, right? It shouldn't be in here. It should be under the post thumbnail. How many of you guys caught that? Thumbnail, right? So I'll save that. Let's try it now. let me up. Yeah, there we go, right? So that should update it. Yeah, so here's the 150 by 150 size. It's not the right size, right? And if I, now what I want to do is I want to change this to the thumbnail 1/3 size. So what I'll do is I'll go to the post thumbnail here, and I'll paste this in here, right? So it's the post thumbnail. We've got the 1/3 size. This permalink, I'm sorry about that. That was an error. That one, there should be no text in here. And then I'll refresh over here. And now you can see my images are, the perfect width. They fit 1/3 of the size of the grid, right? So anyway, so thanks for watching, and I hope that's helpful.